Hey everybody, I'm in Loveland, Wisconsin again. It's Friday night, evening of Labor Day, and I'm doing a little 4-mile hike from here up to the Highway 64 trailhead. Tomorrow I'm going to be hiking with some people from the Highway 64 trailhead up to Perkinstown area. And one thing I didn't say about the park is over that way there's a couple volleyball courts, and here's the park pavilion again with the bandstand. We've had some trains coming by here. Of course I went over and got a drink of water at the refrigerated water place, but the reason I think this floor is kind of slippery a little bit is that it's for dancing. So it's got the bandstand. Over here is St. Stanislaus Catholic Church, and they're having a big shindig on this weekend, and a big meal on Sunday from 11 to 2. Not sure if I'm going to be around for that. If it rains or something, we decide to cut out early. Yeah, I'm in Loveland, just a few blocks from the community park where I park my bike. And here is a Veterans Memorial. Right across the street is the American Legion. They don't look to be open, and they have, first of all, they kind of got a crappy house that's the background. This house is about ready to be torn down. And you got Army people, Marine people. Evidently they have the different flags, Navy and Air Force. And I'm not sure what this flag is supposed to be for. But they got the names of the people that were in each branch of the military there. So that's pretty cool. And here's the tank. The cows are coming over to see me. The one little cow over here did a little kick, like a little hopscotch thing for me. And it's coming over to see me. I'm heading north on Highway F, and I can see the end. It's right at the end of the road right there. You can see where there's trees and there's no more road. That's where Highway 64 has a T with Highway F. Alright, we're at a real abandoned home right there. This is, I'm coming up on 64 in less than a mile, Highway 64. And yeah, look at that, it's seen better days. And I'm here at Highway F and the Dam and Lake Public Recreation area is down to our right. And I think I went down and checked it out one time, and it didn't seem like it was very much of a deal down there. It's not a campground there. It's Diamond Drive and Highway F. And if I remember correctly, it's just a couple picnic tables and a lake and so forth. Can't remember if there was latrine or a picnic shelter. Maybe after this all gets done, I said I only got another less than a mile. I can see the end down that way. And maybe I'll go take a look at it. Alright. I'm at the corner of Highway F, right there, and 64, which goes this way. That's east and west. Basically, I got a couple cars coming down 64 that way. I got my little blinker on so people can see me. But oh, here comes the car this way too. So this is going to be a little bit busier than Highway F was. Highway F, maybe I see the car every like 10 minutes. But this is the 5 cars in my view right now. So basically, I come down here, the sun is setting, it's getting dark, and I'm finishing this hike none too soon, let's put it that way. Alright, I'm at the Diamond Lake County Park, or the Diamond Lake Recreation Area, whatever they're calling it. Down this way they've got a little picnic shelter there, a water pump, and a nice little fishing pier. This allegedly looks like it's the beach right here. And here's a little gazebo type thing. Nice little gazebo with a kind of round table in it, which is another nice spot. I don't remember all this from the last time. And then down here, I think this might be new. They've got a new picnic shelter. Oh, and here you have the grassy knoll here with picnic tables on top of it. That's nice. And basically down here, this is Taylor County, so it's got the same bathrooms here as Wood Lake County Park. It looks like the exact same design. And then this other picnic area or picnic shelter up here looks new. I'm at Lake 11 here in Taylor County. There's the fire pit area right there. We got Arlene over there and Chris, the breakers. We're having a little lunch sitting around the fire area here. And I'm having a cow pie from the Baraboo Chocolate Company right there. We met up with the people that we've seen at the parking lot, Caleb and Keaton, it was?
Yep, that's right.
And we met them, and so we know we're halfway to the parking lot.
Indeed.
So let's, you can talk about yourself or whatever you want. Go ahead, who you are and where you're from.
I'm Caleb. I live in Madison, Wisconsin, and I work in IT and try to get out for the weekend. So.
All right.
I'm Keaton from Elkhorn. I'm an environmental technician. So also trying backpacking for the first time. Loving it so far.
All right.
You only got rain down.
Doing good?
Yeah.
All right, we come back down to these people. You can talk.
Oh, okay. I'm Arlene. I'm with Chris, and we're segment hiking the Ice Age Trail, and we're here today with Todd enjoying this fantastic day.
And you're from where?
From Brookfield.
Brookfield, Wisconsin.
And this is Chris here, and
I'm
he's
Chris.
putting his rain gear away. Oh yay!
Yeah.
We had a little bit of rain before. Well, good seeing both of you guys.
Of course.
I'm at a boardwalk. This is about 0.8 of a mile north of Highway 64 on the Ice Age Trail here in the Chequamegon Forest. It's got a few. It looks a little tilted. It's got a few busted boards. This is kind of a grassy, marshy area. I don't see no water, but there's got to be some there because it just looks like a low-lying area here. Maybe we'll see something with the stream. Arlene and Chris are behind me. I thought they'd be catching up. So I'm taking a little time doing this video. And here it looks like pretty much of a roller coaster. I'm just kind of checking back to see if they're making it. I didn't think they were that far back, but this looks like the real roller coaster here. Oh my lord. But it's still hikeable, and this here, there's water underneath there, and this is broken down. I wonder how, oh, okay, that was solid. But just going to be enjoying this, especially more when we're done. So we had 15 rough miles there in the Chequamegon north of Highway 64. So here's one more place where it dips down, And we're back into the woods. We're coming up to the esker here. This is the biggest, baddest esker of them all. And we've got the breakers with us, Arlene, Sarah, and Chris. He's also got a great camera and he's been taking photos of a lot of mushrooms. So we think we might be coming up to the esker here. We're going up a hill. And as I call it, we're escalating. We're going up the esker, so we're escalating. And you can see the hill goes down sharply that way. And we'll see if we're at it. We did find a campsite. The last time I hiked this, there's supposed to be a campsite on the southeast portion of the esker. And since we had mammoth tracks this time, we were able to find a little area that, yes, did look like it was campsite. Hey, we're on top of the esker. See, look at how sharply it goes down that way. We're at the crest of the hill, right here, and it goes down sharply that way over there. We're videotaping right now. She's got her apple. She's got some trail mix, and he was partaking of, what is that?
Hard-boiled egg in foil.
Oh, wow. And I got a candy bar. So we're up here in the esker. You can see there's kind of a muckety area down on that side. And this side here it goes down to. Arlene was commenting on the lichen on the tree there. That's pretty incredible. And we're getting ready for doing a group shot here in a little bit. So there's the Hemlock esker in its finest. It's just an incredible sight. Okay, I just came down the Hemlock esker right here. And we got the rest of the group coming behind us. Right here's Arlene. She's coming down the escalator and being off the esker. Right there. And when you come down the esker, it takes a sharp turn and kind of starts going to the southwest. Here, the esker is kind of a north-south situation. Arlene's off. Now we got Sarah's coming down the escalator, and I don't know how far Chris is behind us, but just stop for a second. What'd you think?
Gorgeous.
Absolutely gorgeous. Liked it? What did you think? Any special observations or anything that you liked the best? Just being on top of that hill was amazing for all that length.
Yeah, that's
right?
it. That you're just up there and for so long, and you can see a little bit the difference between one side and the other side, and you're way above everything.
Yeah, it's incredible. And I didn't think Chris was that far behind. Didn't we hear him talking just a little bit?
Okay.
But I don't know. I was hoping to get, maybe we'll come down here because it kind of it goes back here like almost in the same, you know, at a very sharp angle, so you can still see the people on top of the hill if there's somebody on top of the hill. He must have stopped to take photos again. Here we go. You can introduce yourself and where you're from.
Hello, I'm Ryan Jansen. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Paul Blazevich. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin.
I'm Chris, and I'm from Madison.
Okay. And you're the guy, you're through hiking. Tell us what you're up to.
I'm hiking the trail, west to east. They joined me for a few days. We're getting to their car in probably 8 miles.
Okay.
Off to the Mondo Esker campgrounds.
There you go. And you've got a website, right?
Yes, stochastic, like statistically random, Rick, .wordpress.com.
All right. We will check that out. And again, we met them yesterday, and now we're doing another day hike. So part of the reason we're doing the day hike again this way is so we can meet people again. We've seen so many people. So we have a new addition today. That's Sarah.
Hello, Sarah.
That's Arlene and Chris's daughter right there. Okay. She came out today. So you might want to get her number. All right. All right, we're off. We got more people camping over here? Sam. Sam. He's not with you.
Sam.
All right, we'll come over and see Sam.
All right.
See, that's not a guy, it's a gal, right? Is that short for Samantha? Hi, can you tell us a little bit about you?
Sure.
What you're doing?
I started yesterday at a parking lot up there. I'm going to Jerry Lake tonight, and then I gotta head back, but like a 3-night, 4-day trip. I live in Madison.
All right.
I'm from Minnesota originally, and I love the trail.
Here's another little campfire area near Sailor Creek, and we believe that these are sections of the old boardwalk here. So, and here we're coming up. And here's the creek right here. But I remember this being a really long boardwalk here. I don't remember it being short. I thought there was a super long boardwalk here. Maybe it's still coming up. But they look like they have boardwalk pieces back there at that campsite. Maybe they just took them out and filled in with dirt. But here we got even more. And it looks like we got a new hiking partner that we picked up at that campsite back there. Here's a brand new boardwalk since I've been here last. This is south of the Sailor Creek campsite. A significant way, I want to say. I've hiked quite a ways. And we're coming up on a forest road here. And I don't remember this from the last time. But I do believe this is a forest road that when I was backpacking with Mike Stafford, that there's a loop at the end of here, and it's near the campsite of the Yellow River. So here's another nice boardwalk here too. Hey, we're at the Yellow River campsite, south fork of the Yellow River campsite here on the Ice Age Trail. There's the latrine right there. It used to have more twigs and stuff here, blocking the view, but the people who used the campsite must have went and used it all for firewood. It used to be more shaded than that, or blocked off for privacy. And over here's the main part of the campground, and we got some backpackers coming up on us. How you doing? Which group is this again? Keaton and Caleb coming up. We added a hiker, maybe, unless she's gone. She kept going. Samantha kept going. How are you guys doing?
Good, great.
So where are you thinking about camping tonight?
I have no idea.
Alright, you got a fairly good amount of campsites coming up.
That's what we saw on the map.
Where did you camp this last night?
Where you told us to go. On the,
Lake 11?
Yeah, that was.
Ah!
Yeah, it was gorgeous.
Can I get you guys pictures?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm recording, and we do have a new hiker right there. Sarah, that's the daughter of These two right here.
We run into each other. So.
Yeah, we might do it again if we hike. Yeah, and down here is we got Caleb and Keaton that we met before, and there's part of the Yellow River. That's where you go down and get your water, right there. We're here at the South Fork of the Yellow River with the big mobile skills crew project here. This big, wonderful bridge right here. It says Mobile Skills Crew 2012. This is a lot more water in it than the last time I was here. It's an incredible bridge here that the Forest Service and the Ice Age Trail Association worked together to build, and it is quite the structure. I'm going to turn around here and we'll take a look at it, go off to the side and take a little photo. See those two huge beams, or three huge beams that they have there spanning across the river. They had to have a crane come in and put those beams down there. That's pretty incredible. Wow. I shouldn't have let you know ahead of time. I told them we'd be coming to one of the biggest engineering feats on the Ice Age Trail.
But we had that to look forward to. So that
Yeah.
was worth it, yes.
But she said, wow, when she's seen it. It's quite the structure out here in the middle of nowhere. So I think we're going to keep going. We'd like to have a photo of Chris crossing the bridge, but evidently he's off photographing a fungi. Once you've passed the bridge, you go up a big hill and you get a big view right here. And then you come up and there's a bench here and there's a logbook box there. Yeah. And she's writing in the logbook right now. You get to read some of the other people that have passed by and just see what's going on. Chris he's behind us taking photos of interesting stuff, which is good because he's the fastest hiker. So it gets slowed down. He gets slowed down by taking photos. Otherwise, he'd be a mile ahead of us. We met up with a new backpacker that we haven't seen before. Right there, we're at the Jerry Lake campsite. Who do we have here?
Nate.
And Nate, where are you from?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee, and tell us about your hike this weekend.
So I started here 2 nights ago and did like 4 miles into the Yellow River. Then last night camped at this really nice little campground at the bottom of the primitive Chippewa Loop.
Yeah?
One of the nicest campsites I've ever been to.
Did you see there's like a little boardwalk going out to a cute little pond? Is that the one?
No, not there. No.
Okay, the other one that I know of, it's got like a steep trail going down to the lake.
Okay.
Is that the one?
No, that one's closer. So this one's on like a separate loop.
Oh, it's on the Chippewa Lobe Loop. Okay. That's why I haven't seen it, because I've only seen.
To get to.
How is that? How is the Chippewa Loop? Is that, you're saying the actual trail is a little bit more rugged?
There's a little more down trees and it's a little more overgrown than this.
Okay.
Overall, this is really good.
That's good to know for the trail people.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good seeing you. And we got Sarah over there enjoying the log, and we got Arlene. These are the Breakers, the Breaker family with Chris. That was he was photographing the fungi. And I'm T-Man. I'm from Madison, Wisconsin.
Cool.
What are you doing in Milwaukee? You said you're from Milwaukee. Are you going to UW Milwaukee?
PhD there.
What?
Getting my PhD.
At UW Milwaukee or Marquette?
Yep.
Well, congratulations. I'm a
you.
Panther too.
Awesome.
All right, we're in the Chippewa Lobe in the Chequamegon National Forest, and this is the campsite that me and Mike Stafford camped at one time. But anyway, there's a fairly steep trail down to the lake, which is down there. I don't know what lake that is. Here's one of the campfire areas. Here, they've expanded. Is that a campfire area over there? Okay, so there's like places for tent pads all over here, and we do have somebody camping here, Andrew. We'll go over and talk with him. Here's his tent, and we'll find out about Andrew. And there's a little fire ring here too. So here we go. Tell us something about you.
I've just hiked all weekend.
You hiked all weekend?
Yeah.
And where are you from? I know you're from a foreign country, but where are you from? And where? What?
Originally from England.
Originally from England. And where do you call home like now?
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee. All right. Great seeing you. Great to see people out enjoying the outdoors. Where's your hike to and from this weekend?
I started yesterday afternoon at Highway E.
Okay.
And I've been around the Primitive Loop Trail.
Okay.
And then all the way out to Forest Road 157.
All right.
And back. Today I've done about 15 miles.
Well, great. Great seeing you. Great having people out in the outdoors enjoying the Ice Age Trail and so forth. So that's the layout of the campsite. And like I said, we didn't see a latrine here, but it's a nice campsite nonetheless. There's some more fungus among us. Right there. We'll get a good picture. Chris has been going crazy with stuff like that. Here comes Chris on the trail of logs. Right now we're at a wonderful spot on the Chippewa Lobe. This would be the spot near the spot where the Chippewa Lobe and the Ice Age Trail separate, and the west, kind of the southwestern section of the Chippewa Lobe. And this is there's a campsite back that way, and there's this beautiful, cute little pond right here, which reminds me of Alfred's Pond on the Sperry Hiking Trail. Unfortunately, to get back in here, you have to kind of walk on this trail of logs here. There's logs that you go on to get back here, but it's a cool spot. It's just a wonderful, cool spot. That's probably how many yards from the campsite, you think? About 50 yard trail here using these logs. It would be cool if they actually made like a little boardwalk coming out here like Alfred's Pond in the Sperry Hiking Trail. Alright, we're having a photo shoot here with Sarah as the superstar. Alright, that's the trail of logs going out to that cute little pond, which again reminds me of Alfred's Pond on the Sperry Hiking Trail. Just a great spot. And again, it'd be great if they had a real boardwalk going out there. That'd be tremendous. You walk on logs, and then you come up here, and there's actually a campsite here. And this is only about 200 yards off of the Ice Age Trail at the junction of the Chippewa Lobe and the Ice Age Trail. Now here's the campsite. I don't think there's a latrine here. This campsite looks like it's very well used here. In fact, when we first came here, we thought the campsite was down this way. There's another campsite down about, I want to say, 30 yards down this way. There's another campsite. So it's showing signs that that the Ice Age Trail here is getting used. Probably some overflow from the Sperry Hiking Trail. Maybe people have already been saying the Sperry Hiking Trail is kind of overused, And so maybe people are coming over here and starting to use the Ice Age Trail in the Chequamegon National Forest instead. Again, this is the Chippewa Lobe, and right here is what I'm calling the second campsite, because perhaps the first one is becoming too popular. Here, you come back in here, there's a little trail, and there's the campfire area down here. I'm hiking in the Chequamegon Forest just west of the Chippewa Lobe Junction, and the Ice Age Trail is full of these like little reroutes here. I think that's where the old trail used to go. They got this stuff in the way, and here we go up on the hill here. There's just a ton of these reroutes around wet areas. This is going to be a particularly bad one for Arlene. She's starting to stiffen up with her legs. You see, here we go. We're going back down the hill here and meeting up with the trail again. So I think I'm going to wait a little bit for Arlene because she has trouble going down the hill. And this is the end of our hike. So I want to say thanks to everybody for a good hike. And I wish Arlene was doing a little better. She's going to have to rest that leg. It's starting to stiffen up on her. But there, Sarah's doing some exercises so she doesn't get all stiffened up. And I figured while I was up north, I might as well try to clear out a couple little hikes that kind of got left over. Because I'm at Highway W here in Polk County, and basically what happened is this is the spot where I was hiking earlier this year in April, actually, the end of April, and this is the spot where I left off Steve Miller, and then Steve Miller went off into the sunset that way. So, and then on Highway O earlier this year is where I hiked with Jared. So I have this gap of 4.8 miles right here that I didn't do. So it's around 8 o'clock in the morning. I successfully bike hiked from the trailhead coming down south on O and then west on W. Here's the cool bench right here, and it's overlooking the creek right down there. I think that's a McKenzie Creek, I'm not sure, but I was just down hiking next to that creek, and then you have this big old hill that you get to climb up. Oh yeah, and I see that they've got the bench cabled to a stake there. That's a good idea. So you get these pranksters, they want to see the bench, see something fall down the hill or something, and they throw stuff. That happens at Wren Falls a lot on the North Country Trail. They want to see how twigs and rocks and you name it, what it looks like falling into the gorge or falling over the waterfall or whatever. But looks like I got some more uphill to go here. So that was kind of a difficult stretch right there, coming up this hill from the creek. And I'm wondering if that stretch is new or not. This looks like it doesn't have very many leaves on top of it, so it must be like brand new. I haven't been keeping track of where they have been doing the mobile skills crew. And it's a spectacular section of trail. We're at another bench, and if you look down the hill, there's the creek. So a nice creaky segment of the Ice Age Trail. We're walking right next to the creek before, and now we're up on this huge hill. Unfortunately, the last quarter mile it's been staying on top of the hill, which has been nice. But I think at some point we do cross. I don't know if we cross that creek again or if it's the Clam River, but we'll be heading for that in a couple miles or so. There's another, what looks to be a new section of trail here, coming straight down this hill. I don't know, I think they should have probably did a switchback here. Like have the trail go over that way and then come back down here. So that looks very, very steep. So we're coming here, and I can hear the creek over that way. So we must not be too far from the creek. I'm at the Ice Age Trail bridge over the Clam River. This part, ever since we left McKenzie Creek and we got up the hill, big hill, it's been pretty steadily, not too overly strenuous. So there's the Clam River, there it is too, and they made quite an improvement on this bridge since the last time I was here. This is absolutely fantastic, this bridge. Quite the affair here. And if I remember correctly, when you get to this side of the bridge, there's a parking lot. And there's actually a car in the parking lot. And it looks like the car's got a Ice Age Trail sticker on it. So maybe the person is a maintainer or something. It's about 10:15 and I'm back to the parking lot. Mammoth Track shows there's a creek near here, but that creek's dry. I just went over, it's completely dry. So it's September. So we're coming out here, and this sign says 4.8 miles to Highway W. The sign down by Highway W says 4.6 miles, and Mammoth Tracks says 4.7 miles. Another note to the DNR, just a couple puddles in this driveway here. They could use a little gravel there. But anyway, I managed to get this thing done. Started at 7:30 and got it done in less than 3 hours. 4.7 miles of hiking, probably about 5.5 miles of biking. So I'm gonna get going and get to my next, I've got another little bike and hike I got planned for today. Hey there, I'm at Finnahorn Drive here, or Finnahorn Road. I'm going to be doing the Hemlocks segment. I'm going to ride my bike down to the Murphy's Flowage and then come back to here by hiking. Here's my van. As you can see, this is Labor Day Monday, and I've got a bunch of stuff in my window drying, bunch of shoes, and I got a Lucy light trying to get the solar power up. I'm gonna check it, make sure it's alright. Alright, there's again, this is Finnahorn Road. Right here there's this kind of like one parking spot here, and we've used this one before. I guess you could park on the side of the road here. This is just kind of like a residential road. But here's my backpack, there's my bike, and I'm going to bike to the Murphy's Flowage right now. The Murphy's Flowage picnic area right here. There's my bike. I biked down from Finnehorn Drive. That was it was all right. It had some ups and downs. I don't like biking that much anyway. It's a little bit more strenuous than hiking sometimes. But I went over to the campground, which is across the road. Got some water, so I'm filled up with water. Went over to the latrine and took my last crap. And got my bike tied up there, locked up there. I talked with these people over there. They are hiking the Ice Age Trail, just the loop over here. And then, there's people in there having a picnic. So, lots of people out and around. Not all of them are hiking the trail. And here's the halfway point of the loop. The picnic shelter is actually 1.5 miles each way. But this is the loop, the Ice Age Trail. This segment's really done really well. Just a little while ago, down by a beaver dam that I just passed about, I want to say, eighth a mile ago, I saw 2 otters. I scared them up. Now this one, I am going to Bulger's Road in 1 mile, and then I'm going to Finnehorn Road in, I want to say, I think it's about 4 something. Alright, that's when my car's done. So I'm heading up this way towards Bulger Road, and I think it's going to be an uphill trek for ways even past Bulger Road, because there looked to be kind of like a big hill on the other side of it. So I'm doing alright. This is a nice little, what I call a creek walk, where you're walking next to the creek for a ways. In this case, it's just on the hill, just a little bit. We're getting a little bit lower and a little bit closer to it. Right there. Wonderful creek walk. Here's a place of white water over here. Little rapids in the creek. Wow. Looks pretty good. We're at Bulger Road. I just, they got some really nice signage here. Over here, the picnic site, shelter, I did the 2.6 miles. And over here says the Highway 48, 6.1 miles. But I think I'm going to Finnehorn Drive, which I think is about 3 to 4 miles. 3.8, maybe 3.6. Anyway, nice parking lot over there on Bulger Road. And that section was nothing less than spectacular from the picnic shelter to here. It wasn't as strenuous as I thought it would be, but there was one really strenuous uphill segment, but for the most part it was kind of like this. This is kind of feeling steady uphill, but not overwhelming. Alright, from Bulger Road, we're going uphill pretty steadily on a just regular hiking trail. And you come out to this trail right here, the wide trail, which might be a ski trail too. It's nice and wide. Not any signs of motorized uses on it. Most of the time when you share a trail with ATVs, there's ruts and everything else like that. But this is a nicely mowed wide trail here. Okay, I think I'm at the spot that they're calling the Heron Rookery. And there's other smaller birds out there, but I haven't seen. Oh, here's some sandhill crane. No, I don't know what those are. If those are sandhill cranes or whatever. Yeah, they are sandhill cranes. There's 3 of them, and they've got the straight necks. So those would be a mom, a dad, and a yearling. Evidently, looks like that's a beaver dam over there that we're going by. And here's a bench over here, which I might sit down on. And here's what they call an old rookery. Alright, so we are at the Heron Rookery right there. Alright, and there's a sign with a sandhill crane on it. Getting into the end of my hike, and I came down to this creek here on the other side of the creek there, and there's an old bridge down that way, but right now they're putting in a new bridge across here, and I've got one of the guys who's working on it. Here's where the trail's going to be, and the bridge is going to go across that way. And we got Dan over here who's been out here on Labor Day, laboring. And we'll get talk with him and see how he's doing. Hi, how you doing?
A little tired right now, but doing good.
All right, so tell us about the bridge. You say it's going to be ready for a snowshoeing season, right?
Yeah, the problem with this section here, there's only that plank bridge which you came across.
Yeah.
And a lot of people ignore that. They just kind of cut through the riverbank, and that beats up the bank. And so it was on one of our agendas to get a better bridge here. You especially notice it in snowshoeing. It is really harder to cross that plank or the creek bed in snowshoes. So it's just one of the things on the list that we're trying to get to this fall to get it done for snowshoeing. Oh,
that's great. Like I said, everybody knows that I work with the Heritage Chapter of the North Country Trail, but it's you know, without people like you, we don't have a trail to hike. And I just want to say, like I've been saying the other few times, that this is the Superior Lode. I didn't know exactly where the dividing line was between the Blue Hills and the Superior Lobe, but it is this section, Hemlock Creek, is the dividing line, and everything's been great in this section. You guys have been doing a great job. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, well, that's good to hear, because Hemlock Creek, the loop is all mine.
There was people down. I was commenting before, and there's a lot of people hiking it today.
Yeah, good. So, I just got finished mowing last week, so that's why I moved on to this project, because I got it pretty well mowed for people for Labor Day.
Yeah, it was wonderful, and I want to tell them the story. I went by that beaver dam spot, and I scared up 2 otters there. That not only scared up the otters, but scared me too. But they just were just like down the bank from me, and that's like the closest I've ever been to otter.
Well, that's one of the great things of hiking this part of the trail, is you see wildlife like that, and you scare them, and something you've never seen before. So good for you. Good.
Oh, I've seen otters before, but I've never seen them that close. Put it that way. I could. It wasn't that. And if I wanted to lunge or something, maybe I'd have caught up with it. But it probably. But this is a great project. We appreciate everybody who works on the trail, and you know, Jared, my best friend Jared, hiking buddy, he's completed it for the 4th time, and I'll be completing it for the 2nd time. So maybe we'll have a little bit more time to hack up stuff. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Come back again.
Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. And we're coming to the end. This is the creek. I don't know what creek this is, but this is the nice creek with the water, and with the bridge here, and we're coming out to the road. Actually, the spot where Dan was at, I was hoping that was the creek at the end, but it wasn't. I still had to hike 3/4 of a mile. But now we're coming up right by this person's house right here, and they like old wheels, and it looks like, I'm not sure what that is, an old grinder, lots of antiques, lots of bears over there. Really cool place. They could rent it out to Ice Age trail hikers easily. Perfect spot. But I'm sure they're using it for their own enjoyment. Anyway, we're coming out here to Finnehorn Road, and my hike is done at 4:30 or 4:40 on Labor Day. Thought it'd be done a little bit earlier than that. Well, originally I thought it was going to be done later than that because it was kind of slow going and rough and strenuous. But once I got on top of the hill past Boulder Road, I started flying. So for the last 3 miles I've been flying pretty good. But back to the car, got to get the bike, and then I'm going home. I'm back at the Murphy's Flowage picnic area here, and I've got the bike unlocked. Gonna put it in the van, and I figured out the statistics for the weekend. I believe I hiked 42 to 43 miles, and 28 of those, 28 and change, was with the breakers. And then I also biked somewhere in the range of 17 miles. Most of it today, doing these 2 bike hikes right here and getting the bike back in the van here. Sometimes it's a chore, but we got her in. I don't have to worry too much about it because I'm not sleeping in the van tonight. Hopefully I'm not. I'm going to try and make it home. But it's around 5 o'clock. It's been a long weekend. But this is one of the last segments up in this area that I had to do. So I rode my bike all the way down through this little subdivision, all the way to where we are now, right where the arrow is. Then I hiked back to Finnehorn Road right there. So that's what I did this afternoon. I got to get rolling. So we'll see you all again on my next adventure.